Welcome muchachos, welcome to the Extra Digest podcast, easily the baddest sports podcast in the 254. My name is Nyasna Jabroni Slayer. Today I have with me a guest who's making his debut. I've known him for a minute, by the way. He's been asking, wait, why are you taking your podcast?
Because I'm like,
yeah. For a minute, I've not called him out until now, the Christmas session that we're going to be having. He is a presenter, he is a producer, he is a DJ. He's not your what?
Not your average.
Not your average DJ. Got heavy hits kuliko Mike Tyson. He works at Capital FM. Absolutely love this guy. He's a Manchester United fan as well. Schwarz. DJ Schwarz.
Finally, I'm here. You know, every single time I meet you on the roads, I'm like, I know you don't want me to come for this whole thing because I'm going to put you in your spot. But what is favoring you is that the football gods, or let me say the sports gods in the various sports that we do support, are really on your side.
Very much. Very much. So
they're really on your side.
The timing also for mine is quite perfect. There's not much shade for you to throw at me.
In fact, when I saw your call, I was like, okay, I see what you did there. But I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, sport is sport. You have to shake your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
And you move with it.
Without a doubt, man. I'm going to be honest. First of all, I have to say, I like your name, DJ Schwarz. Where did you come up with that?
Funny enough is people don't believe. You know that's the short form of my name.
Retro Schwarzenegger?
No. My name is actually Schwarzkopf.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Schwarzkopf?
Yeah, that's my name. So, in context, it's a German name. It means blackhead. So, Schwarz is black. Kopf is head.
Okay.
My dad did a bit of administration over there. So he liked the guy. He's not a very good guy, by the way. If you do a bit of your research. Yeah, but that's the guy I was named after. A funny story is at some time we were doing a company thing in Diani, and the person who was in charge of events when they were booking the ticket wrote Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, because you know what? When I was thinking about it today, I'm like, could this dude actually be Schwarzenegger? And then it just chose Schwarz. And then felt straightforward.
I hadn't checked my ticket. I pop in and the attendant is like, hey, your ID and this name.
They're not rhyming. Yeah.
And I'm like, Kwani, what's written there? I was like, you just wrote Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
see, that's the easiest assumption someone can make about
it's the easiest way to tell someone my name. So when I say Schwarz, they're like, huh? I'm like, Schwarzenegger without nigger.
Oh, yeah. Even though you are a nigger. Welcome to the podcast, man. Let's give it some applause. Nice to have you on board, man.
Thanks, man.
It's been a minute. Coming in as you're going to the festive season.
Yes.
Your club doing quite not badly, not brilliantly either. Coming off of a defeat by Aston Villa.
Yes.
A game I absolutely enjoyed watching. It was that, I'll be honest with you, Manchester United are entertaining to watch.
Is it?
Because you're scoring goals now. And you're considered at the same time.
The funniest thing, if you check a bit of the stats, we have scored the most goals by Man City. But again, we've conceded the most by, I think, Wolves.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it happened both ends.
Our goal difference is 3, but we've scored, I think, 30-something goals and we've conceded 28. So, yeah, I would understand why we would be entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Of course, as well, again, we've created the most chance. Man City ahead of us, we've created the most chances as well. But from a Manchester United perspective, when you watch the games, it's you don't like it. You know,
as a fan, I'm sure you don't.
Yeah, you know, you see that basketball where you've scored 30-something goals, but you've conceded 28.
Yes,
you've created 30-something chances, but then your top scorer has 6 goals.
Yeah,
doesn't really make sense, you know.
Yeah,
and I hate the fact that when we speak now about Manchester United, people say we've improved. Do you notice how bad that is? That when Man United are doing around
what
7,
they are
8,
now
is
improvement.
People now are saying is improvement.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, how far have United fallen? You know,
for this to be considered as an improvement.
If you consider that as an improvement.
Yeah.
If you'd remember, I know you've watched football for quite a long time. When United fell to finishing 6th and 7th during the Moyes era, it's when we introduced top 6.
Yes.
You remember?
To accommodate, yeah.
Because it used to be top 4.
Yeah,
when United fell off the ranks, we started introducing top 6. And it became a thing. You know, when United finished top 6, or when pundits are speaking, how do you think about this season? If United are put in the ranks of 5th and 6th, fans are happy with that. And I sit back and ask myself, no, it's not. It's not that way. You know, it's like for the longest time when your club, Arsene Wenger said, when we finish top 4, it's a trophy. And maybe you guys never realized how much it problems you are until when you moved from not being in the Champions League and being back into the Champions League and beating Real Madrid. That's when you noticed where the level is. That's when you feel happy.
Yeah.
But for Manchester United and its fans and just the hierarchy accepting that when we are 7th and 8th is an improvement.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a big.
But again, it just goes to show like how
That's how bad
you've
you've
fallen off.
Yes.
But also it is an improvement because now it's actually an improvement because you are scoring goals
If
now.
you finished 15th in the league
Yeah.
and you are 8th now,
Yeah.
and you are creating the most chances, you are scoring the most goals, you are number 1 in set pieces.
Yeah.
In something you've never had last season.
now you're second.
We're second.
Yeah.
Like in all those positive departments of football, you know,
Yeah.
like you've created the most, second
Scoring.
most, scoring.
Yeah.
When you're considered in those kind of conversations, it shows that it's an improvement.
Yeah.
But over the past 3 weeks, if you've been following closely, United have played on Monday, I think twice.
Yes.
Every single time Man United play, the conversation is United will go 5th, level on points with 4th,
Yes.
if they win today, which hasn't happened.
Yes.
You get. And this weekend, the conversation was still the same. If United win today, they go 5th, joint on points with 4th,
Yeah.
and they don't get there. What does that show? It shows that still United are lacking that edge to get themselves within where the big boys are. And every single time they get to that point, they fall short. Be it anything, could be tactics, could be injuries and and lack of personnel. Like this weekend, you know, you'll say all those things. People have gone to AFCON, so and so is injured, so and so is suspended.
Yeah.
They did not defend well, they did not take their chances, but that's part of football.
It is.
And that shows exactly where you are. Don't forget that part. If every single week people say you will move to 4th and you don't get there, it has nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah.
That's your level. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean improvement is there, but it's now like I don't know. Is it like Liverpool when Klopp came in? There's a time he used to smash teams for goals, in terms of goals.
Yes.
They're scoring plenty, but bro, they are conceding as fuck.
Yes.
Defensively, you are porous.
Yeah.
Porous, sorry. And if you watch the game against Aston Villa, it's just a showcase of how porous you can be defensively. Lenny Yoro in particular, he was so poor in that game, bro. You could think he's the youngest guy on that pitch.
I think he should be the second youngest guy on the pitch.
Yeah.
But let me highlight this, and I'm borrowing this from Rio Ferdinand, something I think he picked out in one of the podcasts I was watching. He said for the consistency of our defense, him and Vidic, when they used to start, solid.
Yeah.
They used to know we are finishing this game.
Yes.
Look at the most consistent defense in the world. Let me pick it. It's in the world.
Yes.
And no offense to this. When it's good, it's good. The most consistent defense in the world for the past 3 seasons has been Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah.
And why has that solidity been there? Because they have played together for all those games.
Yes.
And every single time they've grinded a result.
Yes.
And they have gotten it.
Correct.
You can have a pick and say when there have been injuries in your defense, when one of them is missing,
Yeah.
then there has been a problem. Amorim, ever since he got to United, up to this Aston Villa game, there's no single game he's not substituted a defender.
They don't finish matches.
They don't finish matches. His explanation is the guy who plays at the middle of the back three covers a lot of ground, so he has to substitute him. Okay, fair enough. Then why not keep it at that person and always make the change? And and let us always know that if it's Maguire who's playing at the middle, his sub is heaven, or
Yes.
But there have been games where Lenin Yoro has played on the left. He's played as the center guy. He's played on this other
Now
side.
this is more at the right.
And that's because of lack of personnel, But every single day, I think he's not picked the same back three ever since he got to United. And what does that do to...
Zero stability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do not blame the young boy because last week, I do not know where he played. He played there against someone who... I mean, the world is looking as the guy who's going to bench Jude Bellingham in the World Cup. Morgan Rogers never had the best game
In that match.
If you've watched other games the way he's played, he didn't have the best game, but he had 2 moments of brilliance.
Yes.
Against a very young boy. Okay, the 2 of them are young, but against someone who quite possibly in that game wasn't having his best games.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, there are games where even when Saliba comes out, you're like, yo, we've won, but today
Alikuwa poor.
Saliba was
Yeah,
suspect.
Wabi won.
And that's one thing that happened to Lenin Yoro. And he got punished. But I cannot blame him because if next week, if Maguire, for instance, is fit, that means maybe Heaven moves to the right, plays in the middle, and you're punishing a young guy who knows in the mind, I made a mistake last game. That's why I'm not playing.
It's going to be quite interesting moving forward to see how that turns out. Because I thought Heaven was having a very good game.
Now, Heaven did have a good game
Yeah.
against Aston Villa.
Yes.
Heaven had a bad game against Bournemouth.
Oh.
Yeah. Just remember the goal Krapi scores, and I think the goal where
Oh yeah, the Krupi one,
the Krupi goal,
the fourth goal.
and the is it the second goal when Tavernier scores the free kick?
free kick, that was
is it the third goal, right?
The second was Evan Nilsson.
In fact, all those 3 goals, Heaven is at fault because he's supposed to be the guy in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah? So when Evan Nilsson gets that pass, Heaven is not anywhere close to him.
Okay.
He's been turned inside out.
Yeah.
Krupi turns him real life, like turn in front of him.
Yeah.
He should be, I know, Casemiro makes a mistake, the guy runs in behind, but then he should be the first guy. And that's what he did exceptionally well against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
If you noticed, I think the Aston Villa defender, the number 11, I forget his name.
Oli.
Yeah, Oli Watkins
Yeah.
was actually even substituted in that.
Yes, he was. He was
had
having a-
particularly nothing.
Yes.
But even in the second goal where Morgan Rogers scores, Heaven goes to slumber a little bit because the
Yeah.
ball comes off the guy
Him.
who's now shielding as the number 9.
Yeah. Because I think it's Oli who comes in front of him.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you see, the two of them, they will continuously be having bad games. They are young and all that.
Yeah.
But it will not make for anything if they will never play together for a consistency of what,
Like 5 matches.
games. You know,
Yeah.
I cannot be good today. Tomorrow I'm on the bench. The next day I'm playing on the left.
It has to be
It has
somewhat
to- it
consistent.
has to be some
Yeah, so
consistency
you
and
feel like for
stability.
Manchester United, because I also feel like attacking wise, Mateus Cunha, I feel like if he was more clinical, bro, he's getting a hat
Yeah,
trick.
he's getting a hat trick on that.
Clean.
game. Again. I cannot say much about him because I expect him, like, he's played lots of matches. He's a Brazilian international.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the header he misses, you bury those ones.
Bro.
It's been a United thing from last season. Granted that last season people would not notice that we were still creating chances. To this season, we create a ton loads of those.
Yeah.
But then our finishing is poor. So I do not know if he needs to get a finishing coach. In fact, Manchester United, ever since Benny McCarthy left the club, have converted the least goals.
Really?
Yeah. For the chances they have created, they've
Oh.
converted the least ever since Benny left. Benny was there touted as the strikers coach.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Ever since he left, Rashford went down. I think that's the season when the guy now at Napoli was scoring goals in the Champions League for fun.
Højlund.
Yeah. I think he scored 6 in the group stage. Ever since he left, I don't know if they need to
That's
change
an
that
interesting
department.
take. Yeah.
Just go and check. Ever
Yeah.
since he left in our strikers department, we haven't
Because,
had a striker
someone
number.
would say, yes, you're scoring goals, but then they may not be saying that in comparison to how much you're creating.
Yes. It's not in comparison to how much we create.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, quite interesting. Sheshko, I didn't like his performance in the match. I feel like we saw more of Mateus Cunha than Sheshko, who's a striker.
Yeah.
Out and out. I don't know. Maybe, I think that was his first start since he came back from the injury. Ataka Liguza against Bournemouth from the
Yes.
bench.
And if you remember, again, that's a very good example in terms when I'm talking about strikers. The Aston Villa game, the first 2 chances of Manchester United fall to who?
Benjamin?
Benjamin Sesko, yes.
Uh-huh.
There's one he completely fluffs his lines.
Yeah.
The second one he hits it straight at the keeper.
Yeah.
The Sesko that we saw,
At
last season.
Leipzig. Was it Leipzig?
yeah,
Yes.
in 2, at least he converts 1.
Yeah.
Whether it's a case of not being confident in front of goal, I do not want to say he's come straight away from injury. I mean, if you're fit to start,
Yes, then you're good
then
enough.
you're good enough.
Yeah.
Our striking department, again,
That was...
that's been a problem.
Yeah.
In fact, okay, I could give Benny his props again because he's our national coach. But ever since Marcus Rashford scored 30 goals in a season,
no one has come close since
Yeah,
then.
no one.
I mean, actually, the person who has come close was not even a striker.
yeah, I mean, it's Bruno Fernandes. but
Yeah.
I don't want to count him because that's his contribution season in season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit amazed by how little game time this other guy is getting. Joshua Zirkzee.
So the complication of it again is if you listen to Amorim speak a lot, yeah, it's how he places his players. So for him, Zirkzee is more of a 10 than a 9.
Oh, okay.
So more often, if there's someone who's good in striking, and this I'm putting striking in a broader perspective because sometimes we see Mateus Cunha play there, we see Mbeumo play there. To him, anyone who's better, to him, whoever he thinks is better in striking than Zirkzee,
Yeah.
will always start ahead of him unless he has 0 options.
Okay.
Zirkzee will always play as a number 10 most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, even the other day you would see with the injury problem of Bruno Fernandes, my first expectation actually was that the fact that Zax is gonna go in.
Right?
And I remember telling a friend of mine, now these are two different equations. I told a friend of mine, I don't think Kobbie Mainoo starts against Aston Villa, even if he's fit. I am dead sure Licha starts in midfield ahead of him. This is borrowing from what Ruben Amorim says, by the way.
Yeah.
Ruben Amorim says, to him, Kobbie Mainoo is not 100% in everything. He's not good at creation. He's not good at ball carrying. He's not good as a defender. So if you look at all those things that he says, then he cannot play him. He cannot play him as a DM.
Yeah.
And if anybody he thinks can create better than him is on the pitch, he doesn't start ahead of him.
Yeah.
So which means if Zaxi is available, then he starts at 10 ahead of Mainoo any day.
Yeah.
And Licha was going to start in that midfield position because of defensive duties. I was surprised he went with 2 in terms of, I forget this guy.
Bruno and Ugarte.
Ugarte and the other guy who was already Ugarte and now Licha.
And Licha
when
in the
Bruno
second half.
got
Yeah.
injured. And then after a while it did not work, then now he had to bring in Zaxi. Because my thought process was, since Ugarte is in the game, Zaxi starts.
Right.
As the guy he thinks he creates. But then he doesn't fancy him as a 9. He fancies him more as a 10. And I think the former coach of where he came from threw shade and said he now doesn't even look exciting as he was at
Bologna.
Yeah, because now he's not able to do any of the two.
Yeah.
He doesn't score, he doesn't create, because if this week he plays at 10, next week he plays at 9.
Yeah.
Again, that's the problem with this system by Amorim. Today you play here.
Yeah.
The next game you play here. I mean, the other casualty has been Ahmad. He's played wing back. He's played on the right.
Yeah.
He's played on the left.
Yeah. I mean, so much rotations going on.
Yeah.
Do you necessarily agree with Amorim on Kobbie Mainoo?
I agree with him only on the defensive part. That then Kobbie Mainoo is not defensively astute like he would like, because for his system, he needs to have somebody who then can be able to defend hard tackling. I mean, Licha has come in. I hope in the next game against Newcastle he plays there. But again, he'll be run for dead. Why?
Yeah.
He lacks space. And he's very aggressive. He's going to play against 3 aggressive guys who know his temperament, and they'll come at him.
Yeah.
Most probably, at worst, if he finishes a game, he has to have a card.
Yeah.
What the color of the card, I do not know. He'll have a card.
Guaranteed.
The other thing where he contradicts himself, yes, the person has to be hard tackling and all that, but then Casemiro is not as mobile as Kobbie Mainoo
would be. Yeah.
So the only aspect is defending. So what's the work of a coach? Teach the bloody boy on how to defend.
Yeah.
He's 19, 20. I mean,
so coachable.
It's very coachable.
Right?
I will pick on one of the best players in the world at the moment. When he started playing football, he started as a left back.
Who is that?
Saka.
Yes.
Started as a left back.
Yes, he did.
And when he was moved to the wing, I beg you, go and watch his first 5 games.
Yeah.
Did you like it there? No, not really, because he was doing a bit of things wrong. But that's the power of coaching. You make him understand that you need to turn him inside out.
Yeah.
When this ball comes, you come short. This one, you run in behind. And after a while, Saka was unplayable.
Yeah.
Because of coaching.
Yes.
After 5 games, the coach would have gone bloody said, I don't think he's fit to play there. Let me play A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
But you know very well, when we drew 4-4, when we won 5-4 against Lyon last season,
Europa League.
yeah, Kobbie Mainoo scores the equalizer, the equalizer. Maguire scores the winner.
Yes.
In his post-match, he says, we put Kobbie in because we know he's very good in tight spaces and carrying the ball. And if you see the goal Kobbie Mainoo scores, he does exactly what he said. Then he comes back and he says, he cannot be as creative as Bruno Fernandes. Given.
Yes.
There are not many who are creative as him.
There are very few.
There are very few.
Yes.
But then, the aspect of carrying the ball says he can match Casemiro for that.
Yes.
Because he's younger.
Yes.
He can traverse through the field. Teach the bloody boy how to defend.
Yeah. Because I feel like Kobbie Mainoo, for me, if you're not as solid defensively and not as good as attacking wise, that leaves you with one option: become a box to box.
Yeah. And you see the reason why this whole story has started. In pre-season, he was playing Ugarte Mainoo.
Yes.
And Bruno somewhere at the front.
Yeah.
When we started losing,
one of the 10s.
Yeah. When we started losing the first 2 games in the Premier League, my first question was, why would you do that in pre-season and then come and change it?
Yeah.
In the league.
When the actual season begins.
Yeah. So the thing I expected him to do is drop Ugarte and bring in Mainoo.
Yeah.
Then they can play with Bruno if he's decided Bruno has to play.
Yeah.
But then he went with Casemiro. Fair enough. You've said you need a cool head to come and calm things. I mean, when you're losing games,
Yes.
you go back to basics.
Yeah.
And you call your lieutenants to come and
Yeah.
hold the fort for you.
Yeah.
But then his immediate sub has to be the boy that you need to do this job, who is Maino.
Yes.
A funny start, ever since the 7 games that I never knew this, I saw it. The 7 games that Ugarte has started, we've lost all of them.
Hey.
You know, I mean, if these stats can be flying anywhere in the world, sure, you as a coach, you can see.
Sure, you have to see it,
So
right?
if and there's no department Ugarte beats Maino.
Yeah.
But
Can't
Maino-
carry the ball?
Yeah, Maino has started more games. I mean, Ugarte has started more games than Maino. 4 of them now in the league. And he has more minutes than Maino. Maino is dead in the bench. I
Yeah.
mean, he comes in 3 games, 4 games, and he comes in games that we have lost.
Yes.
Now, you're expecting to do all those things that you know he's good at, carrying the ball, playing tiny bit spaces, but in 3 minutes,
He's not going to
not
change it.
possible.
I honestly wonder what happened there. Because I do recall Kobe Maino of, is it 23-24? Man, he was brilliant. He was
Very
a joy
brilliant.
to watch. Young
Very
dude,
brilliant.
killing it,
Very
scoring for you the
brilliant.
FA Cup.
Very brilliant.
Killing it as well in the English national team. And then somehow he just gets dropped. Because I don't think you can just become shit.
No.
Just like that.
I mean, he had a lot of injuries the whole of last season. I do understand.
Yes.
He played a whole lot of games in preseason. I mean, a coach does not change much from preseason because that's
You're setting the condition for the
your
upcoming
blueprint,
season.
you
Yeah.
know. Unless you have, I mean, for instance, if Maino is playing in preseason and N'Golo Kante maybe was in national duty and stuff like that, then he needs to have 2 weeks to rest. Then maybe when he comes back, 1 week to the end of preseason, when the league starts, of course, Kante starts ahead of him. Sure bet. But
Yeah.
there is nobody better. The only person who's better than him,
Yeah.
they say he's 33 years. I highly doubt. I mean, Casemiro has been around for a while.
Yeah.
And as we can see, yes, he's greatly improved from the season where he had blunder after blunder. But in a year's time,
Yeah.
that means United need to go back to the shopping window because Maino has to for sure move on.
Yeah.
So we are
I
back.
mean, he has to move in January, right?
Whichever time, but
Yes.
he will move.
Uh-huh.
Because how I have seen it, I don't think, unless a miracle, I don't think he makes it back to that
To the squad.
And then that means Casemiro, because of years and stuff, and that kind of system that we are playing, he'll have to move in for someone. So United are in and somewhere. They have to look for 100 million pounds or whatever.
Yeah,
to
to get someone in.
proper deal.
I don't understand how Amorim decided to have Bruno playing in that position. I feel like kind of limits a bit on his creativity. Because we know him is a creative hub, to be honest.
Yeah.
Have him as one of the tools. So I don't know. Then again, he went and bought Mateus Cunha and Mbeumo. And maybe he's trying to justify the price tags, even though it's not maybe him who made the purchase. But there are those guys who are bought for big money. They have to play. So how do you fit all the 3 guys in? You bring in, of course, Bruno to be playing as an 8, which I think maybe is what it is. And then you have Casemiro, and then you have this dude who's now left fighting for a position which ideally should not be fighting for because there's no one better than him there. And then again, you have Porras at the back. So it's quite a number of issues going on. I would say Amorim, as far as creating goals is concerned, he has kind of figured that out a little bit.
Do you know one funny bit? If Amorim figures how to play the midfield guys,
Yeah.
he becomes difficult to beat. Do you know why? His justification for playing Bruno at that deep lying position
Yeah.
is so that Bruno can be the quick outlet for pushing the ball. You know,
okay.
because then the system is the middle guy, like he says, has to kind of like in Kenya wanasema anakutumia ball ka barua, like he has to bring it to your feet.
Yeah.
And you need the quickest guy to be the outlet. So I understand Bruno is the best that United have. You
Yeah,
know,
when
he
you want
can
to
be,
do the transitions,
he can
yeah.
be quicker. But then again, he's limited in defense. That's why United will be easy to run through
Yeah.
in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
Because once Bruno goes, he will never come back for
Yeah.
this. And you know, his attitude is he'll throw hands, he'll try to make a tackle here and there, and he's very easy to lose the ball.
That as well.
Very easy. Like if you try and get close, the closest you get to him,
Yeah.
the easy it is.
Like
for
I
him
saw
to
that
lose
in the Europa League final.
Yeah.
He lost the ball quite a number of times.
He loses the ball, and we that's how we concede the goal against Spurs.
Yeah.
But once he gets someone who can be, I mean, the other reason could also be, Casemiro, as fantastic as he's been this season, he is old. I still maintain that. And
Yeah.
his defensive ability is not high it was.
As he was before.
So maybe if he could get someone solid, and I understand why he wanted Baleba and all those kind of things. If he gets someone who's solid, who can solely play as a defender in front of the defense to protect the defense, then
Yeah.
maybe Bruno can do all these things that he wants.
Yeah.
But for now, he needs to get someone close to Casemiro and have Bruno be the most creative he can be in the most creative position. Because if he's creating that much from
That deep.
where he's also required to defend.
Yeah.
Imagine what he can do if he's closer to them.
Yeah, that could be disastrous
Yeah.
for rivals, but it is what it is. And of course, you lost to Aston Villa. I think that's the longest digest we've ever done of Manchester United. Honestly.
It's the second time we've lost at
Villa Park. I understand you have a very good record there.
Yeah.
Actually, so like I think you guys have played 62 matches with Aston Villa. You have won 43.
Yes, we've lost only before
You're
Sunday,
juicy.
we had lost once.
That's some nasty business. But anyway, that was good to see. Speaking of Aston Villa,
Yes.
bro, 10 in a row.
I mean, I've never doubted Unai Emery,
Sheesh, bro.
and I think what he's doing is fantastic.
From a team that I think the first 3 games hata hawakuwa na
Yeah,
bao.
the first 0 wins, 0 nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know who's one of the defenders? Victor Lindelof.
Victor. Former United dude.
And you know, if the screens or the cameras don't get to Victor Lindelof, you'd never think he's the partner to Ezri Konza. And how he's slotted in that team is quite worrying.
Yeah.
But again, the power of coaching. Someone who understands, somebody who knows, you know. The thing I like about Unai, which is one of the things that I fight him a lot, is be able to read the game quickly and be able to change it.
Yeah.
And as much as, I mean, I do not know the science of coaches from the Spanish area. Sometimes they're too rigid and too full of themselves. They forget that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with changing what you had planned. If he had not gone to Anfield and played tiki-taka instead of going long, he'd be 11.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the only game he lost.
Yeah.
And how did he lose it? Because he tried to play man-on-man with Liverpool.
Yeah.
And at that point, Liverpool were losing to all teams that were playing what?
Long balls.
balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he tried something different. It just totally fell apart.
Yeah.
Fanyang can't lose your game, but anyway, it's
Yeah.
fine. But I mean, they're doing quite well. That's championship form.
Yes.
That right there is a team in contention.
It's championship form. Now, this is the period where he's going to be asked a lot because practically for the next 10 days, he's going to play what? Two games
Yeah.
every day.
There's Chelsea,
Edward-
there's Arsenal.
Yeah, there's Chelsea, there's Arsenal. I mean, he's going to be asked very difficult questions.
Yeah.
Then it will determine if he's in the championship conversation or in the top 4 conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, Arsene Wenger used to tell you the reason why he never won the league is because he beat every other team, but then the 2-3 teams above him, if he doesn't win those games,
You're cooked.
he's cooked.
Yeah.
Now, brilliant to him. He did whatever he needed to do to beat Arsenal at Villa Park.
Yes.
Can he do it at Emirates?
Eh.
You know,
Yes.
can he do it at Emirates?
Yeah.
Especially this season, where no Premier League team has gone to Emirates and done anything of
substance.
Can he do it?
Yeah.
If he does it, then I can begin thinking different. But
Yeah.
if he doesn't, he's on top 4 business.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like because he plays next at the bridge.
Yes.
So if he wins at the bridge,
no, at the bridge he'll win.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
he'll
reckon?
win. Yeah, he will win.
Then he goes to the Emirates.
Yes.
Now that's another
Now
question.
he'll be asked questions.
And then if he goes and wins at Etihad, because I think he still has to play at Etihad.
Yes.
I don't know how. Maybe could be way later on.
even at Etihad he'll win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you already beat them at Villa Park.
Yes, this is the reason why I say it's easy for him to beat Maresca and Pep. Because the 3 coaches will temperamentally just go for it. You know, like maybe at Chelsea it will be bouncing and all that. They'll be over their heads. They want to beat these guys who've been 10 in a row. And Unai Emery knows how to calm that kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know, he loves beating Pep. That he'll try and do for the best of his imagination. Even if he loses, he'll lose by a goal,
Yeah.
maybe. At the Emirates, it's from when the bus arrives. You know, from when the bus arrives, like he's going to have hell with the fans.
Yes.
All the way inside.
Yes.
He's going to face one of the most astute tactic defensive coaches I have seen this season, who's
Yeah.
going to decide, by the way, I am going to change this whole situation of how things are happening.
And we know what he did to us.
Yes. So I mean, at the back of the mind, the only guy I know who is planning that game to his strengths to beat him is Arteta. The other guys just want to Lipisha, and that wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
because against Chelsea is going to be quite interesting. I can't wait to see how Chelsea handle themselves here. Because Chelsea, man, I feel like they blow hot and cold.
Yeah.
They do well against big boys. Now, I don't know if Aston Villa qualifies to be a big boy. Maybe by the position they are.
If we're
They
going
could
by
be.
the fact that there has been top 6, I mean, over the past 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chelsea does well against such teams, right? When they meet the average teams, that's when they start donating points. That's why I call them the Robin Hood of the Premier League.
Yeah.
So Aston Villa now, offers a whole different test altogether.
Yeah.
Very much in form. I wanted to say firing in all cylinders, but only not so much. Even though I think before game alikuwa mfunga, I think almost 4 games in a row or something.
Yeah.
So he's in very good form. So I can't wait to see how he handles himself there. So it's gonna be interesting for Chelsea.
I think maybe department for department, the only place where I think Chelsea have an upper hand than them is maybe, again I use the word maybe, in midfield. Because then Caicedo on a good day, when he wakes up on a good day, he's a brilliant player to watch.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what Reece James has done this season, but that playing in midfield has been crazy.
Yeah, he's been working quite well.
I thought it was a one-off against Arsenal, adrenaline and it being a derby.
Yeah.
But then he's performed exceptionally well. Even the game against Newcastle over the weekend.
Yeah, good performance, right?
He outdid himself.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a big maybe, like I say, because if Caicedo wakes up on the wrong side of the
and there's a red card.
He could get a red card. He could drop a stinker.
Yeah.
And like you said, they blow hot and cold every single day.
Yeah, very inconsistent, to be honest. So that's that with Aston Villa. The team that Aston Villa are trying to bring down their neck on is Manchester City.
Yes.
Now, Manchester City, I don't know. They're giving me those vibes of, is it 23 or is it 24? They just keep churning out wins after wins after wins. There was a time I used to doubt their defense. They're getting a consistent backline now. Like, tunajua sasa ni Nico O'Reilly, Gvardio, Ruben Diaz, and Mateus Nunes, who's kind of seeming like he's in his strides now, as far as being a right back is concerned, which I was suspecting a bit earlier on. So that backline, I think wameanzisha almost, is it 6 or 7 games now?
Yeah.
When you start, like we're saying, a consistent backline, bro, it's a problem to get to breach.
Let me just give a different perspective, because I've listened to all those kind of things, and maybe people might hate this. The reality of it is, if you look at the previous Man City teams, man for man, and what we have right now, bar Haaland, and maybe you can take maybe your Foden and your Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
I don't think the other players come close to what City had then.
Previously, yes.
Previously, like
Yes.
the quality of it.
Yeah.
And this season, if you remove Haaland from that Manchester City team, they're completely dead.
Yeah.
He's been the guy.
Until recently.
Look at it this way.
Yeah.
Until recently, when they started doing these crazy runs and when they look like they're fluid.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Kinachaki is assisting
Yeah.
Foden scoring.
Before that, the guy who single-handedly has kept them in that position has been Haaland for his crazy goal scoring abilities and all that.
Yeah.
What happens if he goes out for 2-3 games?
Good question.
What happens?
I don't know if Foden scores.
Yeah, but Foden has been scoring from midfield, and he's only done that from match week 12.
If that has to happen, it has to happen now when Marmoush is not there.
No, even when Marmoush is there.
I think when Marmoush is there,
put all factors considered.
Yeah. I think
do you know what it is? Haaland is here.
Yes.
If you're talking about Marmoush in terms of strikers in the world,
Yeah.
you'll put Marmoush somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a big drop in.
It
quality.
is.
Maybe you can say, in an odd chance, because City create loads, then he scores one.
I think he will.
But then what happens in a game where it's not opening up?
Now, that's the only question.
Because Haaland is incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, he gets at anything. He gets even an odd goal that is an odd ball that is going on the outside and brings it back with his leg, his head, whatever. What happens? Or what happens if then maybe Haaland is injured and then this is the game where Ryan Cheki cannot be able to produce?
That's now a problem.
I mean, all these are
possibilities,
equivalents of football.
Yeah.
People might turn around and say, what if for Arsenal?
Yeah.
We've watched Arsenal when they've had all these problems.
Yes.
Had their striker out for all that season. I mean, they had a guy from midfield who's scoring better than even their striker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a solution that we have seen Arteta bring in, week out.
Yes.
That he can bring Merino and he'll do the business on the other side.
Yes.
While we were saying Odegaard is out, Odegaard is injured, Eze did the business.
Yeah.
I mean, people will have a bit of question marks here and there. But do not forget, Eze did do the business. NLD, a few of the chances he created until when Odegaard has come back. And if Odegaard cannot be able to do it, you can always call on Eze. On the left side, if Martinelli is not doing it, you bring in Trossard.
Yeah.
I mean, Noni Madueke has shown us for all the bashing we did at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He can produce something.
He can now.
The two Colombians at the back, you guys call them Colombians, I don't know why. The two Colombians at the back,
Yes.
as much as they're not the level of Saliba and
Gabriel.
They stood in and did the business.
Yeah.
Do City have that luxury?
Now, that's what I look at. And okay, I say attacking wise. I feel like now, if Haaland is out, I can maybe expect now for them to score or Marmoush. Whether that's good enough, that's questionable for that match.
That match, yes.
Defensively is where I'm still not convinced because yes, it's consistent.
Yes.
But if someone gets plucked out, who comes in? And then you have another problem. I still don't think they are solid defensively, regardless of the consistency in the starting 11 of the back four.
Yes.
I still don't think they are solid as teams like Arsenal, and more so Arsenal. I still don't think they are. But I mean, somehow they are churning out results. I don't know how long they can do this. I don't get the feeling that this could be the city of the world where they are churning out like 14 games in a row.
That's why I started by saying,
I still don't feel it.
If you think about that quality that used to be there, even if anyone came from the bench and slotted in for the other, it was always almost seamless.
Yeah.
You'd never feel the pitch
Like a
and
gap,
say,
yeah.
today we can, if we go a certain place, we can be able to get
Yeah.
something. This one, you can.
Yeah, there is a possibility.
What if O'Reilly, who's done brilliantly at left back,
gets injured?
That
Who's
means
the
you're going
cover-up?
Ryan Aït-Nouri, who was bought to be there.
Oh, yeah, by the
The-
Aït-Nouri was
the boy
both
is
with-
supposed to deputize for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has absolutely kicked him out of the squad.
Yes.
So I still think City, yes, they are doing well for
Very
now.
well. I'm not counting them out because
Yeah.
again, the thing that Pep said, which is a brilliant thing. Again, you need to have someone who's been there, knows how to do it, to get you over the line. Because
Yeah.
he said, you know what, I know championships are not won
In November. Yeah.
December. I've been behind by so many points but when we take the turn of whatever in January.
Yeah.
But then again, that's a probability, that's a thing because you've done it and you've been there.
Yeah.
What if you get there and you don't have those ingredients? That's the question I'm asking. You
Yeah.
know, if Haaland is out like for a month, what's Pep's solution
For that?
I do not see any.
Yeah.
What's Pep's solution if Ryan Czech is having a bad run of 2-3 games? What's the solution?
Exactly. Because he was MIA for a while,
Yeah.
Ryan Chucky, before he started doing what he's doing nowadays in the last couple of matches. So that's questionable for City. But like you said, the experience, maybe they might also rely on that a little bit. They might know how to handle some situations.
Some of those situations.
Only time will tell on this one, but they are looking good, man. They absolutely kicked West Ham's ass. Haaland with a brace and an assist. It's always falling for him when he works against West Ham. I never seen shit aligned for someone against one team like it's doing for this guy.
You'll always
Against West Ham.
You'll always have that one team where every single day.
So
things
kick
work out
two.
for you,
Ni kama Suarez na nilikuwa Norwich.
Yes. It was Norwich where he would score 4 goals
Always.
every other time. I think Haaland scored his 50th 52nd goal. Is it the 52nd goal or when he scored the most goals in the Premier League when he broke that record? He scored against West Ham. His first goal in the league was against West Ham.
Yeah.
He does all those kind of things. But everybody who's decent this season has beaten West Ham.
Yeah.
Everybody who is decent.
Yeah,
This excludes Manchester United.
You didn't beat them?
We drew 1-1.
Walai. Hey, mnanifurahishanga sana. Don't go that. But yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
after the first game of the season, my prediction was West Ham are going down. I did change it a little bit when they brought Nuno,
Oh.
but no. And you know why? It's just, the personnel that they have is so poor.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with coaching. The first thing that Moyes ever told them when they sold Rice is now catching up with them. When they sold Rice, they had come from winning a continental
Conference League,
trophy.
yeah.
And he told them, when you sell your best player and your captain, you need to actually replace him,
Yeah, aptly.
Yeah, it kind of feels like so what happened is kind of like when Spurs sold Bale and then they went out and bought 6 completely useless players, So that's what West Ham have done. So
Yeah.
they've and then after last season they had this crazy idea where they thought when they sent Moyes packing,
Yeah.
the idea was like, now we've become a big team. They never realized that when Moyes sold Rice and still finished 9th, 8th thereabout, what kind of a brilliant coach he was and how he can be able to use the limited resources he has.
Yeah.
So they never went out again and really invested,
Yes.
So it's catching up with them this season because they went out and brought a coach from Spain. They want to play like Pep Guardiola. You cannot play with like Pep with a shoestring budget.
Yes.
And ultimately they have had a poor start. They've had a change in managerial system, and these players are actually being asked to do maybe more than what they're capable of. And to be very honest, any decent team beats West Ham. Any single day.
Honestly, right now, I think they will join Wolves.
They actually are joining Wolves.
I didn't have them as candidates for me for relegation when the season was kicking off. But the more I watch them, I'm like, bro, how are you going to dig yourselves out of that? I don't see it.
I mean, for everything Jarrod Bowen tries to do, for everything the Senegalese guy El Hadj Malik Diop tries to do at left back, almost, because then the Souček is not the Souček of old.
Yeah.
Mavropanos,
Dinos, bro. No wonder tulimuuza.
Jesus
Christ.
They're in deep problems. Paqueta, even the game where he gets he's sent off. Yeah. I think what people were saying could possibly be true. Because he forced himself to get
sent off. Yellow. It's so suspicious.
If you're having those kind of things again going against you within camp, and you have so many problems, I don't know. I've seen Fulkrug is headed to Milan in January. Let's see how that changes. Yeah.
Oh, that one, you may pick a ukuta,
bro. Again. When going out there for a striker to be very specific, just kind of look who you're getting, because the numbers and the league were, I never knew Fulkrug was 30 years of age.
Yeah.
I thought he was 23, 24.
Oh.
Surprise came out. I
knew the guy was old.
And I was like, okay. He comes to the league, then I see the profile and I'm like, this one is not going to work.
Yeah? Actually though, just because he's that old, he had played, I think, in the national team as well. Nowadays, I don't even think he gets a chance.
No, I mean, that brilliant season he had at BVB is what elevated him to the
national team. So I was thinking like, okay, the age maybe might help you a little bit. Dude, anakuja hivi kama pigwa injury, he never was the same, never has been. So it's a big diabolical for West Ham in that essence. But I think the one guy who other teams, there must be some vultures circling around, is Jarrod Bowen.
But then which team?
Surely there has to be a team that goes for the guy.
Yeah, there will be a team, especially if they are relegated. There will be a team. He'll get somewhere. But then I don't know who his agent is. I don't know if maybe there is something other teams look at him and maybe quite possibly.
I mean, Liverpool, the left wing, right wing is something they'll be looking to work on. I know they have been linked with the likes of Semenyo.
I mean, if you were linked with Semenyo and Jarrod Bowen at the moment, would you?
Obviously, I'm going for Semenyo.
Yeah. So what that leaves you is the fact that if he was going to join a top team, he's going to deputize for someone. And I think the chance he had went with Noni Madueke. I mean, that's the only place. Unless he decides now he's going to deputize for Kudus.
That's nasty business.
That's nasty business. So in the top business, no. Does he get somewhere?
Yeah.
I mean, even Brighton, he doesn't.
Maybe he gets outside. Yeah. Outside England, maybe. But
the good thing is English boys.
For sure.
Yeah, English boys have now accepted that they don't have to play in the Prem. They can go and play elsewhere. Maybe that. But in the top 8 teams in the Premier League, unless he's going to be added material, it's very
chances are less, more and more as days go by.
Or unless Chelsea just flick it and say they're gonna get.
I mean, Chelsea,
they get everyone.
You can't put it past Chelsea to get that guy. They always do. So they won against West Ham. Put them above the team that you love.
Yes.
Arsenal.
The team that I love.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you love Arsenal. Don't lie.
No, let me tell you. I always give credit where it is, and I was thinking about it the other day. You think about it a few seasons ago when Arteta has done now 6 years, right?
Yes.
A few seasons ago, I think when he went to, when Firmino was dribbling past 2 guys was it at Anfield, and he scored that crazy goal where he dribbled past everyone. I remember
Socrates.
Yeah,
I think that was Unai Emery.
It was Emery.
Yeah.
Some loss you guys had at Anfield, I should say, or maybe let me say I don't remember the game, but then Tim Cahill came out and said, you guys need to give this guy time. He knows what he's doing. And everybody was like,
Is it the one arguing with Roy Keane?
I think so.
Okay.
He says, I can see what he's trying to do. He doesn't have the personnel. This is not his team. He's trying to clean it up.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, I think that time he had a problem with Oba and Lacazette. And if you think the work that he's done from then
to now,
to where he is this season,
you
need to give credit where it's due. I know people will say, but then he's fluffed his lines. He's not won the league and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Guys, let's be very honest. He's not won the league because there's a machine somewhere of an oddity of a coach who lives, breathes, that guy is a robot.
Yes. And
then, of course, you cannot beat a project that started earlier than you and has been conducted very well. And by this, I'm saying Liverpool. Liverpool started their project way early with Klopp.
Yeah.
And Arne Slot profits much from it last season. Well, he just comes in and all he does is just add the fire.
Yeah.
And the fire will light up.
Yeah.
And for all he is whether you want to call him half a decent coach, whatever, I choose to say he's a decent coach. If he puts his cards right, he wins the league.
Yeah.
And he also profited with the fact that then City were falling off the pack. I mean, with that, he can be able to beat Arsenal. But this season, when City win against West Ham, they go ahead of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal of old, 90% of the time, when that happens, psychologically,
You succumb against Everton.
yeah, you maybe get a draw, something like that.
Yeah, most likely a draw.
This particular game, he squeaks through and he wins.
Yes.
So that's one factor that has changed. All the teams that cost you points last season, I think Bavia, you have beaten them.
Yeah.
And this one for the next 2 days against Aston Villa, I think will change. I don't think Aston Villa come out of
The Emirates.
Emirates with points. If they do,
Yeah.
brilliant of them. And like for the factors that we've already spoken about, City and what we've seen Liverpool are this season, I think this is easier.
It has to
And
be
you see,
there, man.
I mean, you cannot come from not even qualifying for the Europa League
Yeah.
to the next season winning the league, unless
Yeah.
you do some crazy buyout and you are Carlo Ancelotti or Pep
Yeah.
Guardiola and
I mean,
something.
some there has to be some magic.
So I mean, I like seeing progress in football, and that's one of the biggest problems I have with Amorim and West Ham, with those kind of nonsense that they are doing.
Yeah.
And then the Arsenal of this season reminds me a lot of football that was really played between 98 and 2004. That's when I began watching football. Bro, when Arsenal say they're going to come at you hard and hard, they will kick you. You cannot bully Arsenal this season.
No, you can't.
For every department, whether it's the weakest link,
Yeah.
you cannot. And their keeper is out of this world. I like seeing football when it's ugly and dirty. I mean, when you guys play Newcastle, it's always a fight.
Yeah.
I like it. When you guys played the North London Derby, it was a fight. I like it. When you played Chelsea,
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, that football to me is
There's always going to be those matches. They're always guaranteed.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about the teams that we have played so far versus how we handled them last season,
Yes.
up until Everton, okay, the latest match, we have added 8 points
yes.
versus how we played them last season, the same situation.
That's no mean feat. Guy, I mean, people should remember. I know there's this whole thing that Pep is behind you by 2 points and stuff like that.
Yeah.
City are yet to play the Arsenal.
Yes. Okay.
So what happens? So what will be the conversation the day you go to
Etihad.
Etihad? And now you go to the Etihad and you get points. So what happens if you go to the Etihad and maybe even the worst trajectory is you get a point? You're still ahead of them.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
And in all places where you are dropping, you're sealing it. Unless something crazy happens.
Yeah.
There are teams I do not see you guys dropping points against.
Yeah.
I mean, if United come to the Emirates, you will beat them.
Yes.
Where have you played Liverpool this season?
Anfield.
Anfield, they're not taking points from the Emirates.
Nope.
Same thing, same case to Chelsea.
Chelsea.
You will go to North London and get points over there. I struggle to see. Unless you guys just decide
Yeah, to fold up and
maybe fatigue catches up.
Or
I mean,
something.
towards the back end of the league, so many things do happen.
Yeah.
Which you guys are already demonstrating that possibly won't be the case.
Yeah.
How you're carrying yourselves, how you're
The
handling
depth of the squad.
I struggle to see where you guys will fall short.
Exactly.
I mean, even the toughest position when I expected you to be tested in your defense.
You have come out of it. You have come out of it. And I feel like Arteta does not get credit. And some people fail to give credit just because of hatred. Because if you look at what he has done, getting the team from where they are to consistently finish second, this is a stick they used to beat him, that you're finishing second. Basically means you have been able to maintain this team to be a top team for like 4 years. There's no dip. Okay, najua umepoteza league and all that. There is the losing of the league. And people use us to say, oh, Arsenal mko chini, Arteta ako chini. It's being consistently at that level for years.
Yes, and
people take that lightly.
One thing people don't give credit is once you're able to change the trajectory of football, you're doing something great. So if you remember when Pep came around in the Premier League, everybody was saying, oh, he's not going to do the tiki-taka nini.
Yeah.
He got it right. He won the league. And people were trying to copy between Pep and Klopp.
Yeah.
You either go Gengen or you go Pep style.
Yeah.
This season, we've seen the most incredible weird things that I've ever had in football. Guys, corners are part of football.
Yes.
Throw-ins are part of football.
Yeah.
Penalties are part of football.
Take them seriously.
you being strong in set piece is part of football.
Yeah.
There is no way your keeper can be bullied. And you say, oh, you see Arsenal come and... If I here in Kenya know what Arsenal are going to do in that set piece, what do you train the whole week?
You have to train for them.
And then what happened? What are other teams doing? Now we are seeing long throws.
Yes.
Man United is top in terms of...
set pieces.
Set piece.
Yeah, free kicks are a big thing now.
Chelsea are in there and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Teams now are moving boards in front so that Arsenal cannot do throw-ins.
Yes.
He's changed the trajectory of football. So if once somebody has changed the system of football in the footballing world,
yeah,
he's doing something.
Yeah, he is. But they'll never talk about that until like you win the league.
Yeah.
But if you are grown up and understand a lot like he does, you will see he does have some impact on the game.
Yeah, he's had an impact on the game.
So now just getting over the line.
The weird thing is, even because I was listening even to former footballers say, oh, Arsenal just get corners. Arsenal, why is he doing long throws? I don't like.
Yeah.
Teams have beaten Liverpool with long balls.
That's what Brentford
it's
did.
Made one of the coaches who's won the league say, if headers were not part of the game, who even says that? It's part of the game.
Always has been,
It's
right?
part of the game. That's why your department has a set piece coach.
Yeah.
Figure out a way.
Yes.
That you will beat Arsenal. In what?
Set pieces, yeah.
The best guy we know in playing haram football and set piece went to the Emirates and shipped 4.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid. They couldn't get close. In every department, including defending set piece. Set pieces are part and parcel of football.
Yeah.
Get with it, or you just don't play the game.
Exactly. And now they have to take it seriously because of what Arteta is doing. So he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Everton, anyway, they look like a prospect at Hill Dinkinson, like wanaka kusumbua at Hill Dinkinson.
Yeah.
It's never an easy ride when you're down there.
It's never an easy ride.
Yeah.
They're one of the people who've been greatly affected by the fact that there's AFCON. 2 of the brilliant players, of course.
Yeah.
The Senegalese guys are out of it. And you see, teams that are working with shoestring size budgets, when one person goes, it's almost impossible to replace them.
Yeah, it's a
so
big
they will suffer from that bit. I'm putting it in quotes. You struggled, and I don't think you struggled because of personnel. City had already gone on top. What that does to your mentality is something totally different. But then again, if maybe Ilman Ndiaye and Idris Gueye are in that game, maybe something changed.
It's a different ball game altogether. I have to say though, I found it diabolical that they had only one style of play throughout the whole 90.
It's David Moyes.
Boss, I tweak.
No, he cannot tweak.
Kutoka deka ya kwanza, bro.
Do you know why he cannot tweak? He doesn't have the resources.
To do a tweak? Tyler Dimley.
No, I know you people will name all those brilliant names and kids want to say from everywhere. Do you know who you're playing?
Okay, yes.
He can do all those things against your Brightons, if he tweaks and does all those things you're saying, he ships 3 or 4. He's playing Arsenal. He's not playing Man U. Let me give it to you. He's not playing Man U. It's that old funny thing where everybody picked against Benny and said, how did he ship 8? Why was he trying to play one-on-one with Senegal and stuff like that? We don't have resources. For whatever he's trying to do, he's trying to change the trajectory of football. But Kenya has always been known that when you play the biggest sides in football, you go back and concentrate on the thing that you know very well, which is playing route 1 and defending.
Yes.
If he risks and he plays man-on-man against against Arsenal that day, he
gets slapped.
Easy.
That's
situational for him. He cannot run away from it.
Yeah.
He can decide and be like Postecoglou.
Yeah.
And then he'll deal with the consequences of how many.
What comes with that.
If you try and go one-on-one with Saka, he kills you.
Yeah.
But everybody tries and double up on him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're not close to Odegaard, we know if you allow Odegaard to have 1 or 2, 3 touches, he sees that pass. But if you don't allow him to be on the first
close him
touch,
down as quickly as possible.
it becomes
when you say like that, I just from from minute 1, it's long balls, putting them crosses in the box,
and
then
you know ultimately what he's
out.
trying to do.
Yeah.
Maybe in his mind is like, it's not the strongest defense you have.
Yes.
So let me just try and hoof it.
You might win something there, and you almost got something.
Yeah.
Because the Saliba hit he had on Barry, more often than not. Okay,
and again he has the effect that he has 2 long strikers, Barry and that Portuguese guy. So it's like that's his ammunition. Apart from that, if Ilman Ndiaye is in the game, then he dribbles.
Yeah, that's a different prospect altogether here. So it is what it is. So they got that one. 3 points in the back for the Arsenal going back to the top of the table. up against Manchester City and what Aston Villa has done. So quite a good outing, match week 17.
Yeah.
Liverpool, they got past Spurs in somewhat holding on. They were hanging on. They were on the ropes in the last dying minutes, but they held on. It's the league. The end justifies the means.
I think this is a crazy opinion, but I think Spurs lost that game because of stupidity.
Spurs are so dumb, man.
You know, when you go to a high emotional game, play within the confines of it. I mean, I want people to play hard. I mean, be on my face.
Yes.
Come in hard, get me off the ball, talk dirty. That's part of the game, but it has its limits.
Yeah.
I think Xavi Simons is overly excited that he's now playing against the big boys. He's already scored his first goal for in the Prem.
Yes.
And he wants to get us close to his captain, who is considered, and he loses it. Romero, what the fuck are you doing? He's
the captain.
You're the captain of the team.
Yeah.
You're already on a yellow card.
Yeah.
And you've already scored.
Yes.
You've half the deficit.
Yeah.
What?
Kwanza he agitated the ref. Alienda kubongesha ref Mavi.
Yeah.
Got the second yellow.
So I do not understand. I mean, Spurs and Newcastle have lost their heads in games. And to me, I do not see it as even a coaching problem. I just think just within them, they lack proper leadership. I mean, it's funny that one is an Argentine and another one is a Brazilian. I mean, says a lot about them. But if they go to games with even the game against United, you've scored in the 91st minute.
Yes.
I mean, some of the things people don't agree with Roy Keane actually do work against. You've scored in the 91st minute.
Yes.
Good and nice. You've taken the lead. Richarlison, it's okay. Why are you removing your shirt? Why are you overly celebrating? The game is not done.
Yeah.
The game is not done. Put your levels in the game. Celebrate after.
Yeah.
You over-celebrate. Once you come back, your mind is not even in the game.
Yeah.
You're overly joyed.
Yeah.
And what is the cause in effect? You consider a
stupid corner kick.
Stupid corner kick.
Yeah.
And you do not defend it.
I mean, the whole stuff of you are most vulnerable after scoring.
Yes.
If you want to see the example of that in numerous times, look at Spurs. They don't get more Spursy, bro.
Yeah.
I feel also Spurs lack like a proper Spurs boy. They're like guys who have been through the system, who understand it. And I saw that against Arsenal in the North London derby. Bro, they were so diabolic. I was like, how the fuck is that happening? That was the easiest W I've ever won.
Then who will be the most Spurs boy?
Right?
They'll never get one, especially now. I mean, the chairman is out of it.
And even the guys who maybe they would say, maybe they could come close. Some guys who have been there for a while. Maybe Kina Kulusevski, but now he's out.
Yeah, but you see,
Romero is he's a captain, but does not.
But are those guys Spurs boys? Those
They're
are
not
buys.
really Spurs boys. It's just like the guy who's been there for a minute.
You think about it. Does anyone who does not get the culture of what Arsenal is get past Saka? Do you think he lets him do anything he wants in and around the team?
No.
It's not possible. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
And then maybe you think about some of the old guys. I mean, I think Gabriel has been there for a minute. You cannot be able to do it. Just look at the Spurs team and tell me, even without having a local homegrown boy, you look at that Spurs team and tell me, who talks to who? Do you know what's their biggest indiscipline case this season and last season? The Malian. Bissouma. What's been the problem? He comes late, he drives expensive cars, he's out drinking and all those kind of things. I mean...
Even had some allegation, I think, a year or two ago.
Yeah. Ever heard that at Arsenal, someone was late?
No. The last person to be late was the captain who was dished out.
Exactly. And that culture will never come back.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about Spurs, you can go back as much as you want, even when Ledley King was there. I mean, when a coach comes out and say, guys, it's only Spurs and they're leading 3-1. There can never be more Spurs moment.
It can be more Spurs.
To me, Spurs are a swag team in the league. I mean, they'll always be those guys. Yeah. They'll never. I mean, for me, when United doesn't win, when Liverpool doesn't win against Spurs, to me, it's a joke. I mean, Chelsea and Arsenal. What did Frank Lampard used to call White Hart Lane what? Points Lane or something like that. He had a funny word for what White Hart Lane was.
Guaranteed points every time you go there.
Until they lost 4-1, or 5-3, something like that.
Yeah. Thomas Frank has absolutely failed to... I don't even know what would you say is the culture of Spurs. Because you say when you say someone is coming to bring the culture of Tottenham, I don't even know if they have a culture. to start with.
Let me ask you a question.
So even him failing as a coach, maybe.
Do you think maybe he's not getting it right because of some of the things maybe we've mentioned in terms of what Spurs is a culture? And maybe mirror it and think of maybe the same problem Alonso is facing at Madrid. You know,
I would, if for the two
well,
instances,
you are a brilliant coach.
Yeah.
You have your way, your philosophy, and how you want things to run.
Yes.
But then there are people who feel they're bigger than the club, and they're not going to allow that. Maybe they'll sabotage you in different ways. And unfortunately, the hierarchy agrees for that.
yeah,
You know.
I feel like for Thomas, I would argue for him. For Alonso, no, considering he was at Madrid.
No, yeah, he was at Madrid.
He was Madrid. Won titles there.
He's come back. He has his philosophy on what he thinks he wants to run.
Yeah.
He has his philosophy on what he was when he was at Madrid at that time.
Yeah.
And then he had local guys who were supporting him, Sergio Ramos at that time, Pepe,
Yeah.
people who already understood it. If you hear the stories that were coming out of Madrid last season in terms of how Mbappe, Vinicius were carrying themselves.
Yeah.
And these are things we're hearing. We cannot ascertain. And
Yeah.
if you think of the things that people saw a few weeks ago saying the captain is not running on the pitch and he's never done that, and guys want to go back to the partying culture. And we've had reports coming out and saying Real Madrid will sack Xabi Alonso if he doesn't win game 1, 2, 3, 4, and even game 5.
Yes.
If then the hierarchy is supporting that culture,
Then
whether you are a legend here or not, you're going to
Yeah.
lose. If the same thing is happening at Spurs, where there's no Hurricane now, there's no Eriksson, there's no
Son.
Adveril, there's no Son, there's no Wanyama, all those guys who you could see as a unit, and you're like, whoa.
yeah, there's no such. I feel like for Alonso at Madrid, I don't know if he's unable to manage those guys or he's coaching them. I don't know, because I feel like there's
I don't think
there's a
he's-
whole issue of ego there, and I don't know if he's unable to manage it
Yeah.
or there's just something not right. And I was unexpecting that. I was not expecting that.
I honestly,
Considering the caliber of coach he is, and he has been at Madrid before
Yes.
and won stuff, I thought maybe he would sort of manage it.
yeah, I actually felt like the guys will buy into him, just
Yeah.
seamlessly, almost just the way they bought into Zidane.
Right.
He never used to do a lot of talking. But
Yeah.
then when Zidane would show up, they'll be like, okay, this is Zizou. I thought that he'd have the same effect of
Right.
This is
Yeah.
Alonso. But then it seems the
It
guys
has not
are
been entirely the case.
yeah, I
wonder why.
And discipline was always going to be an issue at Madrid. That one I knew for a fact that they'll have to clash with a few guys. If you hear people who've come from the Bundesliga and just saying the way he handles himself, the way he carries his coaching process and all that, discipline is the first key of everything that he likes. And maybe quite possibly that's where Ada Gulea has maybe profited a lot.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he's the poster boy for
For his reign there.
but you have to have cojones and think this game is not working and I need to pull off Vinicius. And you have to think what's the case effect when he comes off.
Yes.
And you have to be ready to handle it.
Yeah.
Which is done pretty much well. But when the hierarchy sees that and it supports the player and not the coach,
Then
they're in big trouble.
yeah, in big trouble. I don't know how he gets.
Let's be
himself
very
out of that.
honest. Ever since the whole Ballon d'Or situation went out of the window,
Yeah.
Vinicius has not been.
No, at the same level. No, he hasn't.
Yeah,
he has not.
And he's lost his head quite a few times. Some games, maybe he's been needed to be substituted. But
Yeah.
maybe you think maybe he's left in the game because he has that je ne sais quoi. He would score a chance or not. But then, if you're in a spot of bother, you're a new coach, you don't care about who he is.
Yeah.
What's the ultimate thing you do?
You take him off.
Take him off.
And then again,
there's a guy here who's struggling for
game time.
confidence, and he used to score. And everybody in Madrid says he's the most skillful player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's your mate, but sorry, he starts.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodrigo has carried himself with the most professionalism. I can talk about.
Yeah.
I do not know maybe if he contributes to the other guys, but he's never said a word. He's never.
He's always
confirmed
maintained his
anything.
staying.
He's
Yeah.
always waited, and when the chances have come, he scored only one goal, but at least he's broken the 30.
Games
strike.
streak that he had, a very terrible one for that matter.
Yeah.
I also feel like, these are speculations, right? Maybe Vini is struggling with being a lesser player than Mbappe, or not being the top dog at Madrid in everything. I don't know if he earns more than Mbappe, but he's not scoring as much as Mbappe. And when you're not scoring as much, the clout is not on you.
that part I don't want to agree with, and I'm mentioning it silently. And because the years that we are rolling forward will be able to tell. I think he's just struggling with discipline.
Simple as.
Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, okay.
Because let's be very honest.
You pia kulikuwa na kesi ya sijui alikuwa amecheat on the girlfriend or something. There's some news are doing rounds on him off the
had
pitch.
crazy things that have been coming in and off of the pitch, and they have not been verified.
Yeah.
But you just think about how Vini was producing. What would be making him not score more goals than Mbappe?
I wonder.
Or closer to. What would be the problem?
Because he's getting the game time.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not finishing matches, but he's getting a lot of
Vini
game
has
time.
played with some of the best. I
Yeah.
mean, Benzema, Ronaldo, Kroos, Modric, all those kind of guys. And he was still producing.
Yeah.
Mbappe cannot be the reason why he slowed down. Mbappe doesn't take anything away from him. He does not take his position.
No, he doesn't.
In fact, Vini has forced Mbappe now to become a striker.
Yeah.
Because what is Mbappe... Why did Mbappe struggle the start of last season? It's because
As a striker.
He used to play on the left. He had to play down as a striker.
Yeah.
And mention it silently. The guy who finished as the top scorer in the league, who is Mbappe, people said he failed. Why did people consider him as a failure? Because he's turned to a goal machine just like Ronaldo. Now he doesn't dribble. He doesn't do a lot of that.
Yeah.
So people don't see that flair. And everybody's like, Mbappe. But his last season he was winning Players of the Month. He won the Golden Boot. He is now on 59 goals, heading to 60. He'll beat Ronaldo quite possibly if he scores in the next year. What does he take away from Vinicius? Nothing. He still has the freedom to do that entertainment he does on the pitch.
Yeah.
He still has the freedom to assist. Even that thing where they were saying he's taken away penalties from him. Mbappe has given him penalties. He's not scored.
Yeah.
The 2 penalties is given to him. He's not scored. And Alonso was at his own right to be angry about that. I am the coach.
Yeah.
My designated penalty taker is you.
Yeah.
I do understand we're 2 goals up. Football changes. We have a chance. We take it.
Yes.
I want my best player to take the penalty.
Yeah.
You can have your own discussions. Maybe you will come and say, I gave him because he's lacking thereof. But if you're borrowing for this one, you make sure you do it.
You convert it.
Yes.
That nothing more, nothing less. So
I don't think he takes away anything from him.
Yeah, just the clout.
He just has bro. If you do good and I do good, we all will shine. I mean, your shine cannot be taken away from mine. We will share it. It's a lot. I mean, Ronaldo and Messi all played in the same league, and they struggled to put them who is the poster boy. Why?
Yeah.
All of them were doing their own thing.
Yeah.
This one is a Marvel. The other one is a robot. But at the end of the day, everybody's doing their own thing.
Exactly. He needs to take up his game up, definitely, because he's not doing well. It's not looking good for him. In the English Premier League, finally, the early kickoff, we had Chelsea up against Newcastle. Newcastle coming from losing in the derby. You're thinking you're at home. Maybe this is where you bounce back and just give something to your fans, right? So they go 2-0 up, and I'm thinking, fantastic. I was not even watching that game. And then I come back later on to do the 2-2. I'm like, what the fuck happened here? They drew that game 2-2. Yeah. Chelsea, I don't know what you think about them, but for me, I find them quite unconvincing. Like I think we mentioned a little bit on this one, where they beat big teams and then they draw points against the small teams. And I don't know, maybe against Newcastle, maybe they could have won that match. But what did you think about the whole performance of the two teams in the early kickoff?
I think Newcastle let themselves down.
Yeah.
When you go up 2-0 after losing a derby in whatever fashion that you lost, and credit to them, they were singing the song of Volta Mada the whole time.
Yeah. Who redeemed himself, by the way.
You come back in the second half and you keep it tight, neat and clean. You know, so the midfield 3 ultimately does fail them. And then, there are some things now that are uncoachable. Like if you cannot convert your chances, then even the guy who's at the dugout, there's absolutely nothing he can do. They create 2 chances that fall to the same guy. For some reason today I'm forgetting players. The guy who has number 11
at Chelsea.
No, at Newcastle.
11 in nani. Harvey Barnes. Yes.
The 2 chances fall to Harvey Barnes. One he thinks he wants to round the goalkeeper, gets it terribly wrong.
Yeah.
The other one is a ball that comes in straight in where he needs to tap it. That one could go either way depending on how you place your leg.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing you can do with that, But then if you cannot keep your wall straight, if you cannot keep your head in the game, it happens to you. And it's been the case for Newcastle this season.
Yeah.
Concentration, like I said, concentration levels, heightened emotions, and overly not being in the game. the way they concede that goal even in the derby tells you his head is not in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate. You do not want to see a player score an own goal of that magnitude. I mean, but if you look at it, if you never knew which team he plays for, he'd be a fantastic header.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's
so they've, for what they have been the previous years and the kind of coach they have in Eddie Howe, I feel they've really let themselves down.
Very much. And I feel like we are seeing Newcastle of the old. This is like deja vu. It must be deja vu to Newcastle fans. Yeah. The last time they qualified for the Champions League. Before that season.
Though that one, I would give it to them. Is, I mean, when you're new, you have a coach who's never been in any European competition.
Yeah.
And then they had all that string of injuries that they had. If you think about it, how they redeemed themselves in the league and the position they finished, I mean, well done to them. This particular season, they have no
excuses
of injuries.
Yeah.
They just are not, they're not giving games what the game deserves.
Yeah.
You know. They're not going into games 100% on it. Sometimes they start slow. Sometimes they cannot finish the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not in the game totally.
Yeah.
You know? And it, you know, if you say they played in the Champions League a few years ago and they
dropped their levels,
and they learned from that, they should be doing
much better now.
So look at Aston Villa. They did suffer. Was it last season or last season but one after they went to play in Europe? But this season they seem like they know how to balance it out. In
both places.
And they try and see off all games. So Newcastle they've just fallen short, and it cannot be a case of talent. It cannot be a case of coaching. It's just between the players. I mean, I watched something by Bruno Guimaraes where he was doing a day in Bruno Guimaraes, and he said, I wish my levels for Brazil could be the same levels for Newcastle. Yeah. In Brazil, I think he's scored and assisted in all games or some crazy stat that he's played this calendar year. But then he cannot be able to
maintain the same levels. Because at Newcastle, he goes and gets like 2 games where he plays quite brilliant.
Yes. And then he cannot mirror that in
like the next 2 matches.
To be that top team, or to even find yourself
close to that,
you have to consistently be consistent. You have to at least win 3-4, draw 1, lose 1.
Correct.
To be in that conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so it's been a fantastic game week, match week 17, warming up nicely to the festive fixtures. Of course, that was the first one. And now we're going to the Boxing Day fixtures. And now, I saw somewhere, Arsenal topping the Premier League table. This could be the 4th time. Let me not call it the 4th, but I think we've been there like
5 times.
This could be the 5th time.
Though 3 in a row now. This will be the 3rd one in a row.
Yeah.
Yes.
4 previous ones, we have topped the Premier League in Christmas or at Christmas and gone on to win nothing as far as the league is concerned. So surely the 5th one, we gotta do something.
Last season we're not. You were not last season.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, in the previous past,
22-23 we were, 23-24 we were. Yeah.
Again, like I said, I think your mentality has already gotten it. You guys have understood what it is, what it takes. I know you haven't crossed the line yet, but you have seen. You have a copy print of exactly what's happened. Barring any calamity, I expect Arsenal to win the league this season.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be everything. It would be shocking, man, to be honest. Unless I don't know what the hell happens, I'll be very surprised if you don't win it this time around. It feels like this has to be
Let me say this. You've lost how many games this season?
2.
2 games.
Yes.
In my books, you should have only lost 1 game. That's the...
At Anfield?
No. The game that you lost against Aston Villa, that one, I agree. There have only been 2 games where you have been troubled this season. That's against Sunderland
and Aston Villa.
Those ones, for department, you have been bruised. At Anfield, I just think Arteta went to Arteta of old. Should have been brave enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it early in the season when when Liverpool were winning games very late. Anybody who's brave enough beats Liverpool. And I just feel that you went to that game and you put a handbrake to it. Yeah. You never put exploits. And you lost to a brilliant free kick.
That's the only reason why I said I feel like...
Yes. And had you just come out guns blazing like you have set the agenda in all other games, even the games that I've said you've been bruised, you've still set the agenda, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I mean, you're the Sunderland game, I think, is the first game I've seen Gabriel and Saliba really
get bullied.
Yeah. And not many teams can come out and try and bully you guys, you know.
Nah.
So And that's why I'm very confident. Yeah, you lost to Aston Villa, but I think you beat them in the next game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see.
Yeah. All right, so let's see how the first fixtures will be like. Of course, we shall be telling you more about that, giving our predictions as well. You can always get this episode on Football Digest KE, that's the name of the channel, on YouTube, or you can get the cast on Football Digest KE everywhere. I'm talking TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, IG, Zote. You can get us there. You can get him. DJ Shores.
Yes.
Everywhere, right?
Everywhere, yes.
We're talking.
Although they did lock my Twitter account. Yeah, thanks. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you can get you on Instagram and
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, heck, LinkedIn. Are you guys there?
LinkedIn, YouTube.
YouTube, yes, DJ Schwarz as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic having you here, man.
Thanks, man. Finally.
Hoping I'll have you more and more.
I mean, anytime
this coming year.
Just holler at me. I mean, let's talk football. There's a lot of football happening. It's the World Cup, yeah?
Yeah, World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, AFCON.
And AFCON is going on.
What have you seen so far? Morocco, impressive.
Yeah, I'm holding myself. It's the best 4 games of AFCON I've watched.
Yeah.
I really hope it continues.
Right.
I mean, all games have had goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be in for some goals, I hope, if that keeps
that's
up.
positive, yeah.
Exactly. Do you have like 4 fixtures today, bana?
Yeah,
Ukiketi hivi unatoka hapo saa saba.
Yeah.
A crazy business. All right, thank you so much for catching in. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. I think I'll be seeing you next week. Maybe he'll be seeing you here next year. So
Next year.
enjoy yourself.
Cheers, guys.